Hello, September 7th. It's kind of nice. I have actually some sun today, for the last few minutes. I'm also on a spot where I can catch up on um, um, my internet. Weirdly enough, out here in the middle of the 100-mile wilderness, I have a little bit of, um, of space. It's been raining the last several days. It's going to rain some more today, although I'm seeing some blue skies. So maybe they were a day off. Maybe it's going to stop. This is the remains of Harvey. So I'm going to stop at the shelter tonight. And if it's clear, I might even start camping um, uh, tomorrow or tomorrow night. But until I know that the weather's passed, I'm going to go shelter to shelter. Katahdin was rough. I hyper flexed my knees, not hyper extended, but hyper flexed them, which was actually pretty good because I need that's one place, some of the places where my knees need flexing because the scar tissue from the surgeries is still binding me. I mean, I still haven't regained the flexibility I had before the surgeries, and as far as I can bend my knees. So dismal, rainy, but now it's kind of warm and shiny and bright as can be with the sun. If this, hopefully, I'm going to be up a little bit. I'm on the rainbow ledges right now, where it thins out, and I'm walking on rocks. I'm about at the highest point I'll be for the next couple of days. And it's been really cool. And when I say cool, I mean it's mucky. Having to do, it's cool being out of Baxter Park. Just to put, it's a weight off my mind. I don't have to worry about doing Katahdin. I don't have to worry about the bureaucracy from Baxter State Park, which just seemed to make everything so complicated for little to no purpose. They could have made things much easier on themselves and the hikers with just a few common sense rules. But now I'm hiking the 100-mile wilderness, so you won't see this until I'm done. I'm looking forward to getting past Mount Washington, but seeing if I can get out of New England before it gets too bitter. Washington by itself is going to be probably bitter. Hopefully I'll hit it on a good day. And I'll probably check weather reports as I'm approaching it. I'm going to need to warm up my gear, get some of these ultra lightweight down jackets, probably some down booties for my feet when I'm sleeping. We'll see. At least an ultralight 0-degree sleeping bag. I've got a 0-degree sleeping bag, but it doesn't stuff very small, and it's not really that light. But if I have to, that's all you have to use. On the way up Katahdin, I had to keep on adding layers. There was wind and rain and sleet, and really, really, really strong winds. And did I say there was wind? So on the way up, I layered on my flannel first because it was cool and damp and fog, and then I added my gloves, and everything was wet and cold, and then I added changed out this hat for a winter hat, my Angry Birds hat. Then I put on my rain shell, and put the hood over my head so I could stay dry. And finally got up to the top, and about 2 o'clock is when I was at the summit. I couldn't get a connection good enough. I kept on trying. Finally, actually, I was about a third of the way back down the mountain before I finally, lucked into enough of a connection to send that message that I made it to the top of Katahdin. but yeah, and actually on the way down, as it cleared up, I was taking layers back off. So I ended up at the bottom at Katahdin Stream Campground with just the way it started, with shorts and a t-shirt, and I took plenty of energy bars and stuff. I took enough water and a water filter so I could replenish that. Brought my Lucy light. So I went up prepared, and it's a good thing I brought all the clothing or the layers that I'd done, because I needed it all. And people actually retreated off of the mountain in front of me, or I met them coming down as I was going up. So yeah, it was an all-day affair. I was up there, dawn to dusk. And I stayed. I'd actually reserved at A-Ball Campground, but I stayed at Katahdin Stream Campground because people canceled out because it was frickin' bad weather and rain, and nothing in the forecast was anything but that for the next couple of days. And then and so now so then I hiked, the next day I hiked out to A-Ball Bridge, ate dinner there, then breakfast the next morning, as I camped just inside, just off the trail, just inside the 100-mile wilderness. I walked out of the 100-mile wilderness, got breakfast there, and because it was raining, I got back, actually, because it was raining when I got back to my tent, I just went into my tent and took another couple hours nap. Got up yesterday and hiked the 3.5 miles to Herd Brook Shelter, and just hung out there all afternoon, and slept last night. Left this morning. I'm going to get to Rainbow Stream Shelter today, which is like 11-12 miles, and stay there. Tomorrow might be, if it stays like this, then I'll probably start not staying in shelters, finding nice campsites and stuff. So anyway, that's it. I'm actually kind of in good moods because I'm seeing the sun for the first time in a long time. And we'll talk tomorrow, or maybe when I get to Rainbow Ledges. All right.